Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you how to replace an outlet in your house and install a new one with the USB ports built in so you don't need a brick to charge your phone. Before that, here's a list of everything you'll need in order to make this project work. The first and the most important step in installing the outlet is to cut off power for the room that you're going to be working in. To do that, you'll need to go to your circuit breaker. We'll have a video coming up soon with more information about circuit breakers and how they work if you're interested in that. But for now, all you're going to need to know is that you need to turn off the power for the room that you're working in. Otherwise, you face a risk of serious injury or death. Okay, I know that the switch that I'm going to need to turn off is going to be labeled North Bedroom. If you don't know, it should be safe enough to guess and check, assuming there's nothing in the room that needs to stay on all the time. So I'm going to shut off the power now. To do that, you'll just need to flip the corresponding switch to the label over here. You can see North Bedroom is switch number 12 here, so I'll just switch it off. And there's another one, number 34 here, with the same label, so I'll do that as well. And that should be all I need to do out here. Okay, as you can see, the light switch in this room no longer works, so the power should be safe, but we're going to double check. Okay, here's the outlet I'm going to be replacing. We've already confirmed that the lights in this room don't work anymore, but just in case this outlet is wired on a separate circuit, I'm going to test it anyway. So here's my phone. I'm going to plug it in, and as you can see, the phone is no longer charging. And I'll try both ports here, and we should be safe. Okay, so we know the outlet itself is no longer supplying power to the phone, but we're going to want to make double sure that we're not going to get shocked here. So you have two options. You can either use a multimeter like I have here, or you can buy a voltage tester. Now, what you're going to want to do is just stick that right into the outlet. Make sure it's set to AC instead of DC. And as you can see, we are getting 0 volts on the top one and 0 volts on the bottom one as well. Now, just to make sure that the outlet isn't broken, we're also going to check it on the inside here. So what you're going to want to do is unscrew the plastic cover here. Yours might have one screw on the top and one on the bottom, but mine just has one in the center. And we now have the innards of the outlet exposed. Now I can see mine has the two terminals on the right side of it here. And there's one for the top outlet and one for the bottom. And yes, we definitely do not have any voltage going across them. So let's get this outlet out of here. Once again, all we need is a flathead screwdriver. Okay, and now this is loose in here. So let's go ahead and unbox our new outlet, and I'll show you how that looks. Now yours might be different, but my new outlet here only has one pair of positive and negative terminals on the left here, and then a ground on the bottom. Okay, now I've already removed my old outlet so I can show you better, but there could be two different kinds of ways that your old wires are connected. Either they're going to be on the back like this, or they're going to be on the side like my new outlet here. And if they're on the back like this, you just need to push a small pointed object, let me see if I can show you this, into the little rectangular tab next to where the wire was. And if you're using a multimeter, this is actually a great tool to do that. Anyway, my old outlet is now out, and I'll show you how to wire up the new one. Now, as a little reminder of the wiring, your house should have black and white wires. The black ones should go to this kind of gold or brass colored terminal here. The white one should go to silver, and the ground wire, which is just usually bare copper, should go to the green one. If your house is older and all the wires are black, you can just reference where they were installed before. In addition, if your old wires are damaged or they're stripped, you can just cut the end off and strip a little bit more of the insulation off with some wire cutters. If you've got an extra wire here like I do, As a reminder, my old outlet had a separate connector for each outlet and the new one only has one. You're going to want to wrap your extra connector in some electrical tape to make sure it doesn't arc with anything. So I'm just going to do that here with my extra unneeded black wire. Okay, now that's definitely not making contact with anything. But I'm going to put a little more on just to be sure. Can never be too safe. Alright, so I'm going to stuff this wire in here. And I'm going to connect these to the new outlet. As a reminder, the black wire should go to the brass colored terminal and the white one should go to the silver one and the ground should go to green. And because these are two different styles of connector, I'm going to go ahead and curl this wire a little bit so it can fit around the screw. And now that this is curled around nice and tight, I'm going to screw it down super tight to make sure we get a good connection on here. Perfect. And I'll do the same process with this white wire here. Okay, now these wires are definitely nice and tight on here. And just to make absolutely triple sure that they're connected, I'm going to set my multimeter to continuity mode, which basically checks if there's an electrical connection. And I'm going to touch the copper wire only and the screw only. And yes, we're definitely connected here. This is not going anywhere. Now all I have left to do is the ground wire. Okay, I've got the ground wire connected and I'm going to check the continuity again with one probe on the wire and one on the screw. And yes, we are definitely connected here. Once again, definitely connected here and definitely connected here. So we should be all done with the wiring, and I see no loose wires in here other than the black one, which I taped up. So now I can basically stuff all of this back into the outlet. There, and screw it in. Okay, this is on here nice and tight. So all I have to do now is put the cover on and test it. Okay, now this is on, and all we have to do is turn the power back on and see if it works. Okay, so we have the power restored to the room. What you're going to want to do is test the outlet with your multimeter or your voltage tester, just so you don't risk any devices. So I'll do that now. There we go. It's not providing the full 120, but we are getting voltage across these, so we know the outlet is working. Anyway, I'm going to plug this in. Whoops. And you can see the light is on. And the phone is being charged. Once again, with the top outlet, it is still being charged. Let's go ahead and test the USB ports now with this other phone. And yes, it is in fact working. And yes, the other one is as well. Now, if you've gotten this far and the outlet isn't working, some possible things could be one of your connections is too tight, or you wired it up wrong. The way that you could have done that without causing harm is if you wired up the wrong pair for the white and black wires. That won't do any damage, it's just going to make the outlet not work. So if you did that, you're going to want to go back in and switch those back around. Your ground wire could also be disconnected, or there could be a wire that's broken farther back. So anyway, that is the full process on how to replace an outlet and even install a cool one like this with USB ports. Thanks for watching, everyone.